So here we go, welcome back to another edition of Game Day. I'm inside Portman Road ahead of Town's clash with Gillingham in League One. Of course, the Blues looking to get back to winning ways after the defeat last week in Sheffield. I'm going to bring you the sights, the sounds and the thoughts from the fans as standard. So I hope you enjoy as ever. Let's go!
Good evening, Town fans. Just reporting back for game day here. 1-0 win against Gillingham. We made hard work of it, but you can't expect an easy ride against teams that are fighting for their lives at the bottom of the table. Can't really say there were that many outstanding performances. Blue Army indeed. Wolfenden, I thought, was very, very solid at the back. He actually played with some real composure. Walton didn't put a foot wrong all game. We didn't really give them much of a sniff. They didn't create much out of open play, only from our own sort of tardiness at the back. Fantastic finish by Chaplin. That's the winner for us. You know, we've got enough quality players that gets us the 1-0 win. Sometimes I think we just have to take our medicine and, you know, win a game like this by the odd goal. As much as it's frustrating as home fans, let's move on. 1-0 win, try and beat Doncaster Tuesday night, and then we go ahead to a huge game next Saturday. So happy with the 3 points. I'm afraid it's a boring game day, not much to report. I'm sure there'll be moans and whines, but for me, we take the win, 3 points, difficult game, not great to watch, but I'm not going to moan. We won. Come on, the Town.
Hi, it's Matt. Win ugly again. 100% record at home for McKenna. I think Gillingham probably feel a bit undone by they've not gone away with a point, but it's good to see us get another win. We're really missing Morsey in the middle, I think. Nothing coming forward from the centre of midfield today. Everything sort of been, certainly in the first half, being sprayed out left and right to Thompson and Burns, and I couldn't really quite figure out what was going on after Burns went off injured. Edwards came on, Pitt be playing on our left a lot of the time. But it's good to get it's good to get a win. I don't think we were going to. Well, that's a lie because I predicted 3-0 today and we've only won 1-0. But I thought it wouldn't quite be the route it was at their place a few weeks ago with the change in manager there. But I definitely think we had the quality at the end of the day to beat them. But I'm still worried about how we're going to play against bigger teams. So I'm still on. I think we'll get a win on Tuesday. I'm just looking forward to Morsey being back on the side for the trip to Milton Keynes on Saturday, really. But yeah, season's not dead yet, but that's another 3 points. So yeah.
Right, it's Mike and Mark.
Yes,
Mark and
Mike.
What do you think of that one, Michael?
Yeah, it was terrible, wasn't it?
Yeah, a game of football was played. It was not very good, but we got the 3 points, and I don't think we've always said that. At times we've played some really good football at times this season and not come away with the result, but we have today. I
think they honestly deserved something out of that, to be honest, Gillingham. They're a completely different side, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very Millwall-ish.
I think when Neil Harris was linked, I think this is probably what you'd expect from Neil Harris' side. They worked...
Crazy appointment, isn't it?
It's quite crazy, considering he was linked with us, 2 months ago. He's gone down to...
Does he seriously think he's going to keep them up? I mean, if they play like that...
Yeah, they have a chance. I think that's what we want. I think that's probably what we've been missing at times this season. A little bit of hard work and grit and fighting for each other. There's been a lot of finger pointing at times, I think, from our own players when things have not quite gone well.
I think we're still missing Morsey.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree. It was a very laboured midfield performance. There's no one. It's very much 3 sort of set lines where nobody's really trying to break forward and make things happen. I don't think.
Well, I had to score 4 or 5 goals. 4 or 5 goals today. Well, lost a lot of money on that.
Well, I had 1-0 on the KOA prediction league, so I think I might be joint top now. So Yeah, Ross will confirm.
I'm still bottom.
Yeah. But you're like a hopeless optimist all the time.
Yeah, I always go for 4-5-0. Yeah.
Yeah.
I only come out for like.
One day you will be right.
Yeah, I was.
Just not today.
I was at Wickham and Pompey. I was right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So we've got the 3 points on the board. We really need to get this run going now if we're going to save anything. I think the big game is next Saturday, MK Dons. No disrespect to Doncaster, who've got a good result today against Sunderland. Yeah, who are doing what Sunderland always do. So yeah, we need to obviously not get too far ahead of ourselves.
I don't know. I was just about to book my week's holiday in beginning of May.
Are we?
Yeah. But I postpone it. Might be going to the playoffs that week.
I don't know. I'm thinking about a festival, so I'm going to have to consider as well. So
We'll see after Doncaster.
yeah, roll on, Donny. And we'll see where we are from there.
Matt here after Ipswich Town 1, Gillingham 0, and I think it's fair to say we got away with one there. I think I said at half-time to the lads I sit with that we were in worst performance of the season territory, and if I'm honest, after the second half not a whole lot really changed, but we come away with the win. I suppose we have to take that as the positive we can. I think we knew that today was going to be a test of patience, particularly after our away display at Gillingham, and particularly after they shipped 7 to Oxford last week. We knew that they would be compact and sit deep and make the game difficult, but I don't think any of us really expected quite the frustrating afternoon that we had there. But like you say, one bit of cool finishing from Connor Chaplin gives us the 3 points. I don't really think there's a lot more to say to that. It was a frustrating afternoon, and I think it's one of those where you take the 3 points and you move on. The old cliche says the sign of a good team is that you get 3 points when you're not playing well, and that might be us showing that we're a good team. But right now it feels a little bit flat and a little bit empty. But we'll go away again on Tuesday to Donny. I think the most important thing at this stage, forget how far we are off the playoffs, stop counting the points difference and just play the football and just see where we end up. If it turns out that we get in, fantastic, and if we don't, I think we can all kind of say, well, the start of the season let us down, but we'll see where we get to. We'll go to Donny on Tuesday and we'll keep going uptown.
Not the best performance ever, but a win's a win. I think Thompson impressed me there in his home debut. I hadn't seen him last week at Sheffield at Wednesday, so super impressive Thompson. Shame that Burns went off injured. Hopefully that's not a serious one, because otherwise we're a bit stuffed down that right side. Gillingham were a lot better than they were at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of January. Their place, you can see what Harris has done there, making them solid at the back. And they're very unlucky to be going away the defeat, because they had more than enough chances to win it. I think really impressed with Norwood as well, where he Harron things, and Wolfenden as well. I think we've all said it multiple times since he's come back in the team. He's been a different player, and that's really good to see. Hopefully we can build on this, but a better performance against Doncaster on Tuesday.
Segs here. Well, we made tough work of that, didn't we? Arguably, we didn't deserve to win. I mean, Gillingham hit the post twice, especially in the first 15, 20 minutes of the second half. But yeah, hard work. Obviously, first half, boring to some degree. We sort of didn't take our chances when we should have done, and we nearly came back to bite us in the second half, like I've already said. Carroll, lightweight. I'm so glad that Morsley's back next week. Obviously we've got Doncaster on Tuesday, but one more game without him, and then Morsley can strengthen that midfield, because we have dearly missed him, missed his physical presence. Unfortunately, we've had to miss him, but it's one of those things. But we really need him back. Brilliant for Chaplin to score the way he did. We finally broke him down. I think Harris brought us down to their level. We always knew it was going to be tough with Neil Harris coming in the week before playing us. So to actually bring in a change the way he has, and he has done well for him. It was much different Gillingham side to what we played a month ago. So fair play to him. I think they'll probably do well under him now that he's here, and he made it hard for us and his tactics, and it's just. But we've done enough to win, but it was an ugly win. We haven't seen one of those in a while. It's the kind of win that we need to get into the playoffs. We need to get on a run now, and to do that, you need to win these games. It was tough. It was ugly. We probably didn't deserve to win that, but I'm not moaning as such.
I've been told not to swear, and I've been given 20 minutes to calm down anyway. All right, we won. Okay, I'm delighted. I'm over the moon. I'm ecstatic. I'm bouncing around like a mad thing because we won. Seriously, we didn't deserve to. We were abject. I mean, to be fair, Gillingham weren't, but we played into their hands all the time. And a whole host of that is because of players. Carroll has to be one of the worst midfielders I've ever had the misfortune to see. I'd rather have Glenn Pennyfather at the age of 59 or whatever he is now playing there, quite frankly. Everything is sideways. He had a gorgeous opportunity at the end of the first half. This epitomises his abject, terrible, lightweight, inept, sideways, defensive, nonsense performance. Glorious chance. We're on the attack just before half-time. Thompson's overlapping. He's on the run. You look up, see it. No, what do? You trap the ball, play it back sideways into midfield, and the chance is gone. And that just sums up everything that he is. Sideways, 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 and lightweight. Nonsense. Piggott as well. If you play him up top and fire everything into him like Wimbledon would have done, yeah, fine. But things bounce off him. He's got the mobility of a tank. He can't run the channels, and this has been not just today's game, time and time again. He's not a player to be able to do those things. We improved when Bond came on because of his mobility. He and Norwood work well together, and I have a real problem with the idea of this rotation. You don't give people a chance because you've got them in the squad. You play people who are playing well. Norwood and Bond were playing well. So you keep them in the side until such time as they're not. Norwood and Bond have got mobility. Piggott hasn't. My van, which hasn't currently got an engine's got more mobility than Piggott has. It just really drives me up the wall. And this goes back, and I know he's gone, he's dead to us, we don't talk about him anymore, but this is Cook's fault. He's packed our midfield with nonsense, basically. And Piggott, it's their recruitment. If Morsey's suspended or injured, we've got nothing else in midfield because it doesn't matter about the numbers if you haven't got the type of player. What else could he do? Backinson looked decent when he came on, I thought. I like Thompson. Defence played well. Wolfenden good again. Norwood worked really hard. But if you've got one player who's lightweight and sideways to replace your dynamism, and you've got another lump who's a poor man and Ollie Hawkins, what's going to happen? I'm not happy.
Well, hi, it's Matt, Bono, View from the U2, whatever you want to call me. I've probably been called worse. Ipswich Town 1. Gillingham 0. I think it's fair to say that we've played better and lost. And as the great Mick McCarthy once said, every point's a prisoner. But yeah, first half, not really a lot to write home about, really. We didn't have the cut, we didn't have the thrust, and we didn't have a lot of purpose. And that was quite frustrating for me because I think Gillingham were there for the taking. I think credit to Neil Harris, has obviously gone in and he's given them a bit of a lift. He's organised them, and also they tried to play football, which we're not used to seeing here at Portman Road. When an opposition comes here and visits this hallowed stadium, we've been used to so many teams trying to stop us play rather than trying to play their own way. So credit to Gillingham today. I mean, they're kind of fighting for their lives down at the bottom. I think they're 8-9 points adrift now. But back to the mighty Ipswich. First half, like I said, not a lot to write home about. Really bitty game today, lots of stops in play, lots of stoppages and stuff like that. And I think we got the breakthrough at pretty much the right time. So 70 minutes, absolute worldie from Connor Chaplin. Scott Chaplin played for Bury Town, didn't he, back in the day? Connor Chaplin came after another injury break in. We kind of changed it up. It's good to see K-Money kind of making those formation changes when we need to, really. So the gap's still there. I think we still do have stuff to play for, but there we go. I think if we're going to do anything, we've really, really got to improve. Don't think Piggott took his chance. Poor old Bond just looked a little bit isolated when he came on. Dominic Thompson, credit to Dominic Thompson actually, because he came over to my section in the Cobbold right at the end. A little lad asked him for a photo, and without prompting or begging or anything like that, he gave him his shirt. So kudos, Dom Thompson. Welcome to Ipswich Town. And yeah, I hope Ed Sheeran enjoyed it. Comedy Blues.